Welcome aboard. We're here with Series 129, Out of the Park Baseball 20 Historical Baseball Matchups. We're still reeling from our last series, 128, where we had a 3-0 comeback and a upset by the 2009 Oakland Athletics. So we're all hyped up and looking for more of the same in 129. We have, again, two winning teams, including a pennant winner. So let's go ahead and introduce them quickly. We have here the 1935 Chicago Cubs first, who made it all the way to the World Series, lost to the Detroit Tigers in that battle, but won the pennant. 100 wins, 54 losses. Charlie Grimm was leading a good ball club, a good era for Cubs baseball, led by Gabby Hartnett, who just one of the best catchers of all time, both defensively, offensively, hit .344 this year, and at 34 years old was still getting it done. Led the team in RBI. Hartnett, the heart, really, of this team. Phil Cavarretta, only 18 years old. He got into 146 games and drove in 82 runs. So pretty rare to see that from an 18-year-old. But Cavarretta got the job quickly and produced. Billy Herman and Stan Hack, two very good infielders on this pennant-winning Cubs team. 341 for Herman. He scored 113 runs. And Augie Gallen, one of the underrated players in baseball history. Look up his numbers. Very, very impressive. Augie scored 133 runs, 314 for this year, and stole 22 bases. The spark plug on this Cub offense, which was very balanced, very good. Got on base. Chuck Klein, also a good hitter. Really, this Cubs team doesn't have a hole in it if you're going up against it. Also could field it very well. The pitching staff, two 20-game winners. They both won 20 on the nose. Lon Warneke and Bill Lee, both with 20 wins. Lee with an exceptional ERA there, as well as Larry French, who won 17 and had an ERA under 3. Tex Carlton, Roy Henshaw also got their handful of starts. Charlie Root, arm that was used over 200 innings in 38 games. He also got a number of starts, but was a kind of a pitcher of all situations. So the Cubs have some pitching, not much depth, as you might expect. But as a penny-winning team, it's very hard to find any weakness on this Cubs side. Very, very good Chicago team. Actually won the pennant a few times during this era. And they're going to be tough to beat for anybody who faces them, and fun to watch. And their opponents are going to be the 1927 Washington Senators. And the Senators themselves had a winning record, 85-69. They finished third in the American League pre-playoff days when second or third got you nothing. But still some talent and a good team, a number of Hall of Famers on this team. Here you see 39-year-old Tris Speaker, still playing, still hitting .327. Obviously not the player he once was, but still extremely impressive for Speaker. He wasn't no longer the defensive genius that he was early, but obviously a big name there. Goose Goslin, more in his prime, .334 average, 120 RBIs leading this offense. Sam Rice, a very good ball player, also had some speed, as the whole team did. Joe Judge at .308. 11 triples, very good ball player as well. Bucky Harris, 98 runs scored, 267. He stole 18 bases. Ozzie Bluge, 66 RBIs, 274. So a little bit of age on this team, but still some names that get it done. Obviously, Rice and Speaker and Judge up there in age here in 27. Maybe not as effective as they were, but still knew how to play the game, and veteran leadership is a big deal. Speaking of veteran leadership, winding things down was 39-year-old Walter Johnson, 5-6. He had a 5.10 ERA. I'm just curious to see if this was actually Johnson's last season. It was Walter Johnson's last year, and you can see why. So I don't know how much of him we will see. More of Hod Lesenby, who won 18 games and went 242. Sloppy Thurston, don't know why they called him sloppy, but 13-13 with a little bit of a rocky ERA. Bump Hadley, much better, 14-6, one of the better arms on this team. There you see General Crowder, a name you might recognize. Fripple Marbury on the bench. Garland Braxton maybe as a closer with 10 saves. And Tom Zachary also part of it. So Stan Kovaleski also at 37 on this roster. So a lot of interesting arms, a lot of talent, but some age, I would say, just from a first impression on the Senators team. And they're going to need everybody to play like they were young because the Cubs are a handful. But still, two very good teams. Wrigley Field will be the destination for games 1 and 2 before we head out to Griffith Stadium in D.C. for the middle 3 portions. I think you got two pretty good teams from the same era. Two teams that should bring some exciting baseball for Series 129, which is a good draw. Game 1, Hod Lesson B is going to take on Larry French. The Cubs send French out there, hoping to get a foot up on this series. They're the favorites, but the Senators have players that have won before and know how to win. So we'll see how things go. Game 1 coming up in Series 129. Once again, it's the 1927 Washington Senators up against the 1935 Chicago Cubs, the pennant-winning Cubs. Let's head to Wrigley Field on Addison and Clark and see what transpires in this best of 7. That was the opener from Wrigley Field. Good to have everyone aboard. And Chuck Klein is at the plate for the Cubs here in the bottom of the first inning. Klein is going to take a strike. That's strike 3, so he's out. And now the base is loaded for the Cubs. Billy Herman up there with 1 out. Herman is going to ground this one, or fly this one, to deep center field. That got some carry all the way to maybe the deepest part of the park. A run's going to score in a sacrifice fly. Hack scores. So it's 1-0 Cubs. And here's Cavaretta, the 18-year-old. There's a walk. Cavaretta shows a good eye, and the Cubs load the bases once again here in the first inning. Frank Emery at the plate. Emery hits it to third. That play will be made. Lisenby makes it, and the Cubs only get 1 after all of those base runners. 2-0 now Cubs in the 4th inning. Larry French facing Chris Speaker with a man on. This ball is lined to left field for a base hit. So first and second for Washington, and Joe Judge at the plate. Judge will strike out swinging there. A 1-2 pitch got him. Bucky Harris, the hitter. Harris will line this one to center field. That ball's moving down, and it will drop. 1 run in. So Harris with an RBI double, and Washington gets on the board here first for their first runs of the series. It's 2-1 now. Second and third for Sam Rice. Rice will hit this one, and the catcher Cochran's going to hustle, but he's not going to have a play. And actually, they got him. My mistake. The out is made at first. So there's 2 outs now for Lisenby. He strikes out, however. French gets him, and the Cubs escape here, only letting up 1 run. So the game remains now very tight. It's 2-1 in the 5th inning with Money Rule up there. And Rule's going to line this one to center field. Diving, sliding catch in center by Galen. He comes up with it. Beautiful play. We'll move to the 6th. Sam Rice, the hitter, comes up by 1. Rice is going to line one into left field with a man on. Runner moving to third. Here comes the throw. He's safe. Harris makes it all the way to third base. And now with 1 out, there's runners on the corners. Copper Rigney is the hitter. He'll line this one to left field. Catch is made. Runner's going to hold. So 2 outs now for Lisenby. Lisenby grounds this one to second. Plays made there. A nice play by Herman. The Cubs hanging on to their 2-1 lead here. Bottom of the 6th. French, the pitcher, up there with 2 outs. He'll take ball 4. So they walk the pitcher. Not something you want to be doing. The appeal for a swing is turned down. And here's Stan Hack. Hack is going to hit this one to center field. That ball's going to go all the way to the wall and off of the wall. Extra bases for Hack. He has a double. That's going to score a run. And Chicago will add to their lead here with a 2-run double by Stan Hack. It is 4-1. We'll move to the 7th. Muddy Rule up there. He'll hit it up the middle. That's a base hit with the runner moving. So with nobody out, Washington has runners on 1st and 3rd. Who's Goslin, the hitter? Goslin looks at strike 3, so he can't get anything done with that. And Tris Speaker up there against Clay Bryant, who's the new Cubs pitcher. And this one's lifted to left field, but a diving catch out there. Runner is going to tag. A great catch by Demery. Runner will score. It's 4-2. We move to the 8th inning now. Some nice defense in this ball game. A base hit there to right field. Sam Rice, the hitter. Rice lines a single to left, so Washington not going down here without a fight. Rigby, the hitter. Bunt is put down. Play going to be made at first. The throw gets away. That's going to score a run. A big mistake there by Bryant. Throws the ball away, and now it is 4-3 with nobody out. Washington with a big chance here in the 8th. Hansel's the hitter. Hansel strikes out. Here's Bluge. This is going to be a line shot to right field. 1 run in. It's a tie game now, 4-4. Bluge with an RBI single to right field. Washington coming all the way back here. Here's Muddy Rule now. Rule's going to hit this one to center field. Let's see if that's deep enough to score a run. Runner's going to tag. Here comes the throw. It's a floater that won't get there in time. Washington scores 3 runs here in the 8th to go up 5-4. Here's Speaker. Speaker's going to line this one to third. Play will be made there. But the throw is off the line. So it looks like the runner at second is safe. And now the base is loaded for Joe Judge. This inning continues for Washington. Strikeout there. So the damage could have been a lot worse, but Washington gets 3 runs in the 8th inning. They get 4 in the last 2 innings. And now they have the lead as Cavaretta's up for the Cubs here in the 8th. He strikes out. Kaufman with the strikeout. Here's Billy Georges. This ball's lined hard, deep to the outfield there in right. At the track, it is caught. What a catch out there at the morning track. So the 5-4 lead holds up. It's 6-4 now. We move to the bottom of the 9th. Marbury on to close it out for Washington. Lindstrom, the hitter, he wraps one to third. Play will be made there. So 1 out now with Stan Hack at the plate. Hack's going to pop this one up. That one might drop, however. It does. Hack has it drop for a single, and here's Ken O'Day. And he lines one into right field. That's going to be a hit. So runners first and second for the Cubs. Winning run at the plate. Gabby Hartnett. He takes ball 4. And the bases are going to be loaded here for the Cubs. Chuck Klein, the hitter. Klein lifts it up to left field. Play will be made there. So there's 2 outs now. Bases loaded, all up to Billy Herman. Furpo Marbury trying to close the deal. The Cubs with the tying runs on the bases. Here's a line drive to center field, but that's not going to carry. It's going to be caught. Speaker has it, and the Washington Senators win game number 1, 6-4 here in Chicago, escaping a dangerous ninth inning. A very close, well-played game. And Washington gets on top after rallying late in this one. Bucky Harris, 4-for-4 for the Senators. Stan Hack, 3-for-5 with 2 RBIs for Chicago. Larry French was in the game and pitching well, but his lead has disappeared late when the Cub pen couldn't get it done. More specifically, Bryant unable to close the door for the Cubs. Marbury does, despite a very dangerous ninth inning. And the Washington Senators win game 1 on the road. They upset the Cubs 6-4 and have the edge now on this series as game 1, very competitive, very close. We move now to game 2 where Bump Hadley's going to face Lou Warnecki and see if the Cubs can get back on track here at home, or will Washington steal 2 on the road. Let's head to Wrigley Field. Still game 2 here at Wrigley Field. We're in the bottom of the first inning. We have no score. And Chuck Klein is at the plate. Klein's going to hit this one into the hole. That's a hit. Runner's going to round third, and the Cubs will jump out in front here as Hartnett scores, and it's 1-0 Chicago on the Klein single. 1-1, however. The Senators tie the game up. We're in the third now. Bucky Harris against Warnecki. This is lined into center field. That ball's going to drop in there. Extra base is there. A double. For Harris. Runner on third now. Speaker, the hitter, with 2 outs as Washington tries to take the lead. And Speaker will come through opposite field, getting it done. Tris Speaker with a double, and it's 2-1 Senators. They jump out in front here in Chicago. They've really given the Cubs fits here early. Here's Mighty Rule at the plate. And Rule's going to go deep. That ball's going to drop in right field, make it 2-0. I'm sorry, 3-1 Senators. Bottom now third. Aggie Gallen up with the man on. This is line to second base. Play is going to be late. Trouble transferring the ball in the glove, and it's a base hit for Gallen. So Cubs have runners first and second with 1 out for Gabby Hartnett. They're down 2. Hartnett strikes out on a 1-2 pitch. Hadley gets him there, and we'll move to the 5th now. Hartnett back up there. This time he comes through with the base hit to the opposite field. So Chicago 2 men on, 2 men out here in the 5th inning for Chuck Klein. And Klein goes to center field. That ball's going to be playable. Catch is made by Speaker, and the 3-1 lead is preserved. We'll move to the 6th. Billy Herman up there facing Hadley. Herman takes ball 4 here to lead off the 6th inning. Cavaretta will line this one into right field. There's a base hit. Runner moving the third, so we got runners on the corners here with nobody out. Chicago threatening big time here in the 6th inning. Emery's the hitter. Emery goes to short. He made at second. Relay to first. Not in time. The Cubs will get a run. Herman crosses the plate. It's 3-2. Burgess now at the plate. Burgess will pop this one up to right. Man coming in. He's going to have it. Second out of the inning. Cubs have cut the lead to 1, but Washington adds another. It's 4-2 here in the 8th inning. Topper Rigney up there facing Hugh Casey. This ball's lined in the right field for a leadoff hit in the 8th inning for Washington. Bucky Harris, the hitter. Harris lines it into the gap. That ball's going to get down. Moving the second is Bucky Harris with a 2-out double. He does not score, however. We're at the bottom of the 8th inning. Chuck Klein facing Tom Zachary, who's the new pitcher. 4-2 ball game. This is a line drive up the middle, a base hit. So a leadoff hit here for the Cubs in the 8th. Herman the hitter now. This is hit to third. Nice scoop, relay and throw. Double play. Luge with a nice play at third. Cavaretta now up with 2 outs. Cavaretta lines this one for a hit. It's the 10th Cub hit that drops into left field. 2 outs for Emery, who represents the tying run. Emery will come through with a base hit to right. He's going for 2. Run around in third. We have a triple here that cuts the lead 4-3. Demery comes through. They do get him at third as he tried to extend it, so it actually will be a double, but the run does count, so it's 4-3 now. The Cubs cut the lead. We move to the 9th inning. There's Goslin up there to lead it off. Goslin will get a base hit to right. It is the 12th hit for the Senators. Bottom of the 9th inning. Cubs down 1 run again. Marbury back on just like he was in game 1 to try to close it out. Ken O'Day will lead it off. Cubs trying to avoid losing the first 2 at home. There is a strikeout, however. O'Day strikes out. 1 out for Woody English. English goes to second. That's routine. Play is made by Harris, so the Cubs down to their last out. Stan Hack, the last hope. Hack will fly this one, however, to short center. The shortstop comes out, makes the play, and that will do it. The Washington Senators come into Chicago and defeat the Cubs in Game 1 and Game 2, turning this series on its head and providing another surprise. Bump Hadley, 6 innings of work. He gets the 1. Muddy Rule, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs. Warnicki pitched okay for the Cubs, but will take the loss. Marbury with his 2nd save in as many ball games. And it was just the Senators grinding out both Game 1 and Game 2 of this series. They win with some nice work. Game 1 coming from behind late, and Game 2 holding on to a lead that they sustained early. No home runs in the series, as you might expect. 2 National League teams in the era, not really known for their home runs, but any way you slice it, the Washington Senators are heading home with a commanding 2-0 lead against the pennant-winning Cubs. The Cubs scrambling to find out just what's wrong. They're going to have to find out quickly here as we move right along to Game 3. Bill Lee will face Garland Braxton out at Griffith Stadium. It is game number 3. The Cubs needing a win desperately to rebound here, and the Senators just hoping to continue to roll. It's been all Washington so far, but series far from over. Let's head out to Griffith Stadium for game number 3. 27 Senators, 35 Cubs. So live out here now at Griffith Stadium for game number 3. At the best view possible. I'll keep it here as Gabby Hartnett with 2 outs is up in the first inning. He lines one deep to left field. That one's to the wall, into the corner. Home run for Hartnett. He gets the Cubs on the board here, 1-0. Solo home run for Hartnett here in the first inning. We'll move now to the bottom of the second. And at the plate here is Sam Rice. Rice is going to line this one deep to center field. That one's going to be over the center fielder's head. He broke in instead of back. And that's going to lead to a double here. So Rice is at second. And the Senators now have their chance with 1 out. Ozzie Bluge up there. This is grounded to short. Play will be made at first, but a run will score. And this game's going to be tied up at 1. We'll move to the 4th with Hartnett back up there, who's already homered. Hartnett will hit this one into the gap. That's going to go all the way to the wall. Gabby Hartnett, a big swing here. And a double for the Cubs catcher. They're going to need performances from their leaders as the Cubs looking to get back in this series. Chuck Klein now the hitter. And Klein comes through with a double down the gap at least. Hartnett's going to score. This is going to make it 2-1 Chicago. They take the lead here in the 4th inning. Allen now the hitter. Allen goes to the same spot. Into the gap. It's going to be 3-1 Chicago. Back-to-back doubles here by the Cubbies, and it is 3-1 now. Cavaretta the hitter. Cavaretta is going to keep the parade going. 3 straight doubles to right center, making it 4-1. The Cubs just jumping all over the Senators pitching in this inning. 4-1, 5-1 now our score. We'll move to the 5th. Joe Judge up there with a man out and 2 on. Judge is going to line a single. That's going to drop in there. So this now is going to load the bases for Washington. They got a rally going with Goose Gosselin up there and only 1 out. Gosselin goes back to the mound. No play can be made. The pitcher struggles to get there in time, and that will score a run. It is now 5-2. And Speaker has a big chance now to break things open. He takes ball 4. That's walking in a run. It is now 5-3 the score. Bill Lee in big trouble here. Muddy rules the hitter. Bases loaded, only 1 out. This is hit to first. Play at home. Relay back. Double play. A 3-1-3 double play for the end of the inning. Very impressive here. I'm sorry, actually a 3-2-3 double play. 5-3 remains our score. We're now bottom of the 6th. Rigney's the hitter. Man on. This is hit to third. Play will be made there. Relay to first. Double play by the Cubs to end this threat. 5-3 Chicago still in the lead. We're in the 7th now with Emery at the plate. 2 men on. Emery rips one to left. That's just fair. Gets within the lines there, and that's going to score 2 runs for the Cubs. It's going to be a triple for Demery. 7-3 Cubs. They take the lead here. Opening things up in game number 3 and coming back in the series. 8-3 is our score. Still not finished in the 7th. Chuck Klein at the plate. Klein goes deep to right, looking up, and that ball is gone over the wall. 2-run homer. The Cubs emphatically back now. Our score is 10-3 here in game number 3. 10-4 the score. Moving to the 8th here. Sam Rice up there with the man on. This is going to drop for a hit in right. Runner moving to third. So the Senators trying to put something together here. It's been a tough ball game for them. Runners on the corners for Ozzie Bluge. That's ball 4. So the bases are going to be loaded here. Still nobody out. It's only 6 runs the lead, so anything's possible. This one, however, is popped up. That should be playable. It is. Infield fly rule there is invoked. 1 out here for Hugh Casey, who's on the mound. And this one's drilled deep to center by Babe Gansel. And this is going to score a ton of runs for the Senators. A double for Gansel, and crossing the plate is going to be 3 runs. It is 10-7. A huge hit here, and Washington's right back in this ball game. Runner on third. Joe Judge, the hitter, now with 2 outs. Punch goes deep to right. That's going to get down. It is now 10-8. Joe Judge with the double, and here comes Washington storming back. It is now 10-8 our score. They put up 4 runs in this 8th inning. We'll move, however, to the 9th as the Cubs are trying to hold on. Fabian Kowalik, the pitcher for Chicago. Tris Speaker to lead off the 9th inning. It's a 2-run ball game. Speaker goes to center. Tough play there, but Gallen's got it. 2 outs now. Cubs hanging on. Here's the pitch. This ball's lined to the first baseman. Cavaretta's got it, and the Cubs will pull off game number 3. They win it 10-8 here in Washington in an offensive game. The Cubs doing just enough to get this win. Hartnett 3 for 4. He had 2 RBIs and scored 3 times. Chuck Klein 2 for 5, 3 RBIs. Joe Judge 4 for 5 for the losing side with 3 doubles in this game. Judge playing very well. Lee pitched into some trouble but gets the win because of the early Cub runs. Kowalik gets the save. And the Cubs jump right back into the series. We've seen every visiting team win so far. 2-1, Washington still holds the series lead as we look forward now to game number 4. And in game 4, we're going to have Tex Carlton take the mound for Chicago against Walter Johnson. The big train coming in now at his advanced age to try to pitch. A little bit of a risk by Washington because Johnson really hasn't had it. He's really slowing down, but obviously his experience and his reputation speak for themselves. We saw Greg Maddux do it a few series ago where he pitched very well and got the MVP at the age of 40. Let's see if Walter Johnson can do something similar here. His team up 2-1, rolling the dice here and going with Johnson in the big game number 4. Let's see if it pays off for the Senators. As for the Cubs, they're trying to tie this series up. It should be exciting. Let's head out to Griffith Stadium for Game 4 now of this best of 7. Tris Speaker is up here now. He lines one to center field as we start game number 4. That one is over the center fielder's head, and Washington's going to take the lead here first in this ball game, 1-0, as they score on the Speaker double in the very first inning. 3rd inning now. Walter Johnson in a little bit of trouble. Aggie Galen up there. He takes ball 4, and the bases are going to be loaded as Johnson walks him on 4 pitches, and Gabby Hartnett, the pitcher, or the hitter. Hartnett lines one into the gap. That ball's going to get down. 2 runs are going to score. Gabby Hartnett comes through with an RBI double, and the Cubs bounce back into the lead here in the 3rd inning. 2-1 Chicago. 4th inning now. Bases loaded. Still 2-1 our score. Johnson delivering to Carlton, and this one's lifted to left field. Going to be caught. Runner's going to tag. Throw's not going to be in time. An RBI sacrifice fly. It's 3-1 now, Cubs. We'll move bottom 4th. Goslin, the hitter. Goslin goes deep to center field. That ball's going to get down for extra bases. Goslin with a double now, and it's a leadoff hit for Washington. Speaker back up there, who drove in the only run of the game for the Senators. He takes ball 4. Buddy Rule, now the hitter. There's a walk, so the Senators load the bases. Still nobody out here in the 4th inning. Sam Rice, the hitter. Rice is going to make this a ball game again. Down the line in left field. 1 run's in, 2 runs are in, 3 runs are going to score. Sam Rice, a bases clearing double. It is now 4-3 Washington as they jumped out in front here in the 4th inning. Runners on the corners now. They're not finished yet. Bucky Harris hits this one deep to center field. That ball's going to get down to the wall. An explosion here by Washington. They score 2 more on the Harris triple. 6-3 the score. They put 5 runs up in this inning. Goslin now the hitter. Goslin rips it into right field. That's going to be another run. Cubs pitching just being demoralized here. 2 more runs are going to score. 8-3 the score. Goslin with another big RBI double. And the Senators out in front here as we move to the 6th. It's 8-4 with 2 outs. Johnson still on the mound. Gabby Hartnett is your hitter. Hartnett takes ball 4, so the Cubs are going to bring the tying run to the plate. The old veteran Johnson trying to fight through this. Chuck Klein, the hitter. Klein is going to line a single to center field. That's going to get 2 runs home. Chuck Klein cuts the lead to 8-6. The Cubs coming right back here now with 3 runs in the 6th inning. Finally, Johnson's pulled. Bobby Burke, the pitcher, against Billy Herman with 2 outs. This is grounded to short. Play will be made at first. Runners will advance. That'll actually end the inning. And it's 8-6 now in the 8th inning. Cubs down 2. Stan Hack, the hitter, with 1 out. Hack's going to line a single to center field. So the tying run will come to the plate. Augie Galen up there. Galen takes ball 4. So we got runners first and second. Only 1 out for Gabby Hartnett. Cubs down 2. And wouldn't you know it, here's a fly ball, but this is going to be caught. So that's the second out of the inning. Hartnett can't come through there. And Chuck Klein, the hitter. Klein takes ball 4, and the bases are loaded here with 2 outs in the 8th inning. The Cubs with a tying run now in scoring position. Billy Herman facing Purple Marbury, the closer. And there's a line shot to right field. 1 run in. Tying run trying to score. Here's the throw to the plate. It's going to be late. Head first slide is in time to score the run, and it's 8-8 now. A 2-run double by Billy Herman. The Cubs have come all the way back here. Cavaretta strikes out to end the inning, but the Chicago Cubs tie the game. It is now 8-8 here. Even line scores both ways. Bucky Harris now the hitter. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. This is lined hard to second. Play will be made there. Herman makes it. We are now into the 9th inning. Marie, the hitter for the Cubs. This is hit to third. Nice play there made. Bluge with the play. Stan Hack now with 2 outs and a man on. Hack will hit this one back to the mound. That's going to be played by the pitcher. And we move now to the bottom of the 9th. Game tied at 8. Joe Judge now facing Clay Bryant in this crucial ball game. That one's ripped into right field. That's going to get down. Judge is going to make it to second with a double here in the bottom of the 9th and nobody out. Fans to their feet because it looks like this might be the big moment. Goose Goslin up there. Goslin, however, cannot come through. He strikes out after having a big afternoon. Now the pinch hitter. He hits it to short, but that'll be playable. Nice play in the hole there by Georges Cavaretta, picking the throw. And Muddy Rule now with 2 outs, the last hope in the inning. He walks. Sam Rice, the hitter. Rice goes to first. Cavaretta, a nice play, and the Cubs get out of it. We're going to extra innings here in game number 4. Galen now the hitter. We're in the 10th inning. Galen singles to left field. That's the 10th Cub hit. Gabby Hartnett now the hitter. Hartnett goes to second. Play made there. Relay to first. Double play for the home Senators. 2 outs now for Klein. Line goes the first. That'll be playable, so the Cubs are down in the 10th. Here come the Senators now. Bryant still pitching. There's a line shot. That ball's got some carry. That's going to get down there. Extra bases here for Blues. Again, the Senators open up with an extra base hit, getting the winning run all the way to second base. Let's see if they move him along. First and second now. Here's a ground ball to short. That's out at second. Out at first. Double play for the Cubs. Runner moves to third. So with 2 outs, Bucky Harris is the man facing Bryant with a chance to win this game. He strikes out. Great clutch pitch by Bryant. He's now pitched out of 2 devastating jams. And this game continues 8-8 into the 11th inning. Smooth base hit there by Billy Herman. So the Cubs trying to rally here, take advantage. Cavaretta the hitter. Back to the pitcher, out at second. Don't play at first. 1 out with the speedy Cavaretta on. Here's Frank Demery. This is lifted over to right field. Play's going to be made there. 2 outs for the Cubs. And Billy Burgess up there. That's hit to first. They'll be made. Cubs down in the 11th. Up come again the Senators to try to end this. It's 8-8 tie. Bryant still in this ball game. Great play at third. Wonderful play. The throw cannot be made, however. So the Senators again get the leadoff man on here in the 11th. Gosselin's going to be the hitter. Gosselin lifts this one up to left field. That's a can of corn. It's going to be caught. With 1 out now, McNeely the hitter. There goes the runner. Throw to second is going to be late. Judge steals a base, and here we go again. The Senators with the winning run in scoring position. McNeely's going to walk. Buddy Rule the hitter. 1 out. This is hit to third. Play made at first, so they get the sure out. Winning run 90 feet away. It's been 3 innings in a row now the Senators have been in this spot. Fabian Kowalik to pitch for the Cubs against Sam Rice with 2 outs. This is lined hard and deep to left, but I don't think it's got the carry. All the way out there to make the place Demery, and this inning is over. The Senators cannot get a clutch hit. We've moved to the 12th inning now. Floppy Thurston, the pitcher. Here's a ground ball to short. That's going to be playable. Reeves makes the play, so 1 out here for Stan Hack as this game continues. Hack is going to line one into the hole. That's a base hit for Chicago. Augie Galen, the hitter. Galen takes ball 4, so the Cubs with a little bit of a noisemaker here in the 12th with 2 on for Gabby Hartnett. Everything on the line here. Hartnett goes to second. Play made there. Relay to first. Double play. The Cubs are dead here in the 12th. We continue on to the bottom of the 12th with the score tied at 8. Ozzie Bluge up there against Kowalik. Bluge is going to hit a single. Once again, the Senators getting the leadoff man on. They haven't been able to cash through. Dave Gansel, the hitter here. Gansel finally playing small ball, puts the bunt down. That's the first time they've changed their strategy here. Runner on second. Only 1 out. Here's a line shot. That ball's going to be over the head of the right field, and the winning run's going to score. Crossing the plate is Reeves, and that's going to do it. Game is over. A triple for Reeves. Blues crosses the plate. Bobby Reeves with a walk-off hit, and the Washington Senators win it in 12. Quite the ending here at Griffith Stadium. Looking again quickly at the game log, the ending they're coming in the 12th. Blues with a single. Gansel moved him to second, and Bobby Reeves with the triple to right field to end this ball game. Out there in right field, Chuck Klein could not make the play. He broke in. The ball went over his head on a hard-hit ball, and it cost him. Augie Guillen had 2 runs scored. Bucky Harris, 3 for 6 in this one. Billy Herman, 3 for 5 for the Cubs, but it was Reeves who won it in the 12th. The Senators put up 7 runs in the 4th inning. The Cubs fought back with 3 in the 6th, 2 in the 8th, tying it up. But it was all Senators in extra innings. They had multiple chances, but they win it on the triple by Bobby Reeves. What a finish in Washington, and now this series is all under the control of the Senators, 3-1. Although we've seen comebacks before, the Cubs will try to do it again, at least take the series back to Chicago, as game number 5 is ready to go now to see if the Senators can end the series. Larry French for the Cubs, Hod Lisenby for the Senators, who had a rough game 1. We'll see now if the 27 Senators can pull the upset and end this series, or will the 35 Cubs rally and avoid the upset. Let's head out now to Griffith Stadium for the exciting action. Stan Hack now leading off the ball game. It's game number 5. .52 degrees here at Griffith Stadium. And Hack's going to line this one to center field. That's going to get down there. So Stan Hack with a extra base hit to open up the ball game. It's a double. Gabby Hartnett now the hitter. Hartnett lines a single to left field. That's going to get down there. Run around third. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's going to be close, but Hack will score. And the Cubs take a 1-0 lead in this ball game. Bottom of the first, Chris Speaker now facing Larry French, and he hits 1-2 left field. That's going to be caught on the run there with 2 out. Demery has it. Well, now to the 3rd inning. Blue Jays up there to lead off the inning. 1-0 game. Blue Jays is going to line this into the gap. That ball will get down there. So Blue Jays is going to have extra bases. He's in the second with a double here in the 3rd inning. Now off to third with Goose Goslin at the pitch. Infield is in. Goslin rips one deep to right. Looking up. That ball's got a chance to leave the yard. It will. Goose Goslin. A 2-run homer here in the 3rd inning. He ripped that baseball. And Washington goes up here after the 400-plus foot home run by Goslin. We're still in the 3rd here. Bucky Harris at the plate with a man on 3rd. This is hit to right field. On the run. That's going to drop in there. An RBI single by Harris. It's 3-1 Senators. We'll move to the 5th now. Stan Hack up there with a man on 3rd. Infield in. There's a walk. So Hack is going to get on here. Augie Gallen, the hitter. Gallen strikes out with runners on the corners. So now, it's going to fall on Gabby Hartnett as Lisenby's trying to get out of this jam. Hartnett flies this one to center. Looks like it's harmless. Catch will be made, and that will do it. The Cubs down here in the 5th inning. Our game is still 3-1. 12-1. Things have opened up completely now. The Senators have put up 18 hits and have just pummeled the Cubs. Ready to end this series. We are now in the bottom of the 9th. Stan Hack up here with 2 outs. Celebrations ready here in Washington. Here's a pop-up on the infield. That will do it. The Senators celebrating. They have hammered the Cubs in this one 12-1, and they've ended this series in a surprising 5 games. Being the underdog, you wouldn't expect it, but that's exactly what happened. Tris Speaker 4 for 5 here in the clincher, 3 doubles. The all-time leader in doubles, shouldn't surprise you there. Goose Goslin 2 for 3 with that home run, 3 RBIs. Lisenby pitched for the win. French took the loss. The Cubs allowing multiple runs in the later innings of this game. And that's not what they needed today, folks. They really needed a win. They couldn't get it. And that wraps up this series quicker than anyone would have anticipated. 4-1. You see here the Senators took both games at Wrigley Field, lost to the Cubs in Game 3, but pulled it back behind first Walter Johnson and then Lisenby. Ended it all in Game 5, and the offense was woke with 12 runs. And looking at the numbers, Bucky Harris here had 11 hits in the series. He hit .500. Buddy Rule, 450, 4 RBIs. Tris Speaker, all the way in his advanced stage, had 6 RBIs with a .350 average. Goose Goslin, the big series, the only one to hit a homer for the side. And looking at the starters, Lisenby in his 2 starts, .375 ERA, struck out 13. Zachary was 4 innings. He got a win in his work in the pen. Bump Hadley also did okay in his only start. And there's Walter Johnson, who got hammered pretty good in his game. .953 ERA, only 5 innings of work, but his team managed to win it. And I'm sure Johnson will take a win over any kind of individual performance that leads to a loss. For the Cubs, a very disappointing series. Hartnett hit .400. Here you see Chuck Klein drove in 6. The Cubs also with only 2 home runs. But the pitching suffered in this series. Bill Lee there with an ERA over 4, and it only gets worse from there. Larry French showing the ERA in the 7s. Clyde showing in the 9s. Ray Henshaw even worse. Not a great time for the Cubs pitching-wise, and especially in that Game 5, it came back to cost them and end their series a surprise. Second one in a row here as a pennant winner. Goes down. First we had the 1930 Athletics lose, and now it's the pennant-winning 1935 Cubs that have lost. That's why we play these series. Everyone has a chance in history. Here you see it. And even the great teams have to prove themselves in a best-of-7. So that's Series 129. That is a wrap. The MVP looks like it's going to Bucky Harris. Harris, a wonderful series. He hit .500 in the series with 11 hits. Stole a base, scored 7 runs, drove in 5, and hit 5 doubles altogether. So hope you enjoyed it. That is the end of this series, Series 129. Again, to recap, the upset, the 1927 Washington Senators defeat the 1935 Chicago Cubs in only 5 games. They do it fairly easily, and we'll be moving on. So we'll see you again soon as we approach Series 130. This is all for this one. Out of the Park Baseball 20, always there with you. Hope you enjoyed it. We will see you shortly.